Hello everybody, this is Robert Charles Corley. Today we're going to actually not go back from the previous video where we started writing a whole piece. I'll continue to do that in separate parts, but today I want to do a quick tutorial on how to write very emotive strings. I see a lot of people struggle with it. There's really no secret to it. It really comes down, the secret is having a very emotive chord progression. And making sure that you're phrasing it correctly in the string section, avoiding using an ensemble. Using an ensemble when you're doing chords, especially in strings, it just sounds so blocky and so unrealistic. So divvying it up in the individual sections, hence why I have so many of the same instruments just duplicated here, and it allows me to create chords with them and divvy parts. So I usually start with the piano to kind of get started off. Um, from a recent film I did, there's a song called The Life of Death, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull that chord progression from that song into my Spotify. My Spotify is Robert Charles Corley if you want to hear the full song using this progression. And it goes something like this. Right, very sad, very emotive, very moody, if you will. So we'll go ahead and just lay that down. Alright, next we quantize it because, as you guys know, I'm not the best pianist. And next we're going to go through here and make sure all of these are the full duration. So we don't have to deal with any dissonance or anything like that when we do transpose it to strings. This last one, then we're missing a single note right up top. Okay, here's the full progression. Alright, next we're going to take this and then go to an ensemble patch, paste it, and I deal with dynamics. I like to start with the dynamics in an ensemble patch because you get to hear the full section together. Probably just hairpins on each chord, if I had to guess. Something along those lines. Oop. They are not in sustains. Let's change that. Okay. Let's go. I don't like it being that high. Get rid of it. I don't want it. Alright, we're going to add just some notes to kind of fill in the space here. Need a B there. Alright. Next order of business, take the string ensemble, I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and finally 1. Now go through here and you get to kind of pick and choose which one to do. So we're going to have the viola playing this top line, just like so. Okay, reduce the velocity on this third note here so it doesn't play with an attack. And we're done there. Second one, we're going to go in here. Maybe it's going to do something like this, like that, like this, like that. Get rid of all this. Right? And all I'm doing here is just removing the excess notes so that it plays, each one of these parts plays a different part of the chord. So you get the true legato transitions whenever they do eventually play, and not just the blocky kind of almost synthetic sound. Maybe this one's going to play. We're going to start, well, Actually, let me see if we add in a. Yeah, we should add that in right there. That should be fine. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of these two. Get rid of those two. Alrighty. I just added in a second note right here because it felt like it was missing. Now we're on to the cellos. The second cellos we like to give up top. Maybe we just go up, 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 come down. Something along those lines. For the bass, pretty simple here. Whatever the last notes are playing is going to be the bass line. Okay, this is very simple, so go ahead and mute the strings because the piano's still muted. And now we can hear what we just did, right? Right? I mean, pretty, right? It does its job. And then, say we take these, then we'll paste it over. Just like so. We may have to fix the in modulation here. Yeah, we will. See how it dips down like that? So all I gotta do, come here to the modulation tab, dip down to wherever the start note is, which I believe was like, okay, 6, jeez. Change all that to 6 so that you have seamless dynamic transition here. Doesn't have to be exactly 6, but somewhere around 6. 6 preferably, so it sounds as real as possible. Thought I wasn't going to be able to get it. Let it save here. This is typically a really good chord progression to use when writing this kind of sad music. It's very common. So now we'll go ahead and listen to this and hear the transition. Actually, before we do that, we'll kind of build off of this a bit more here. So we can take first violins here. They're going to be pretty loud because there's nothing else playing in this register. So what I recommend doing, just for this exact instance here, right? Not the overarching not the actual instrument on the mix console, but just for this, I guess, segment here. Change the master volume. A bit higher. Then lower. That should be perfect. So now we go into our second, our second instance of the chords here. And with this, then you can really just kind of do whatever you want. There's a lot to do with it. Um, I mean, you can come through here and you can start to add in some movement a little bit. Um, but this is kind of the basics of it. And there's so much more you can do. You can start to add horns. Um, Go ahead and add up, for example, in the song The Death of Life from my little film that I did that uses this progression, we have something along the lines of, or excuse me, we have something along the lines of, just descending there. That's pretty much it. A very short tutorial today. Hope it gives you kind of the basics. Feel free to use this progression. It's very common. And then you can just kind of build off of it however you want. There's so much you can do with it. It's very emotional. Um, and yeah, I appreciate everyone watching, and let me know what you think down in the comments. And I hope that you learned something today about how to write emotional strings. Thank you so much.